So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that? And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purposes.
Mm-mm. So, we're doing Yu-Gi-Oh! The first TV show, Yu-Gi-Oh! I won't touch the other ones because I didn't really watch them. I think I only watched like one or two episodes of the one that came after this series. But this one I watched all the way to the end. Though I did not like the last season very well, I haven't rewatched that one again. My favorite episode, favorite seasons is the first one with Pegasus, and then one with Merrick. Definitely one with Merrick is my favorite because the one with Pegasus is they're still figuring out the rules of the game. I know I don't have Yugi here, but I haven't found his Funko Pop yet, so that's why this is not here. So yeah, and you're wondering what card this is? This is um that Tormentor guy from the second one. Obelix the Tormentor. That's what this card is. It's hard to tell though, but yep. So let's fix the camera where it was before, and I'll explain how much I like this show. It's time to duel. So I think that's the thing I can do since I only have one card of Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to have a whole bunch of them back when I was a teenager. Because I was mostly into out of the three shows. Well, I watched technically four. Out of the ones that you call like or similar together, like Pokemon, Digimon, Monsters, Rule, and Yu-Gi-Oh. Those are the ones I watched that are pretty close to being the same thing. Now, I know a lot of people would not really call Yu-Gi-Oh! Rip-off of Pokemon, but they do have a lot in common. So for this one takes black. This one definitely is a lot more cool. Where in my book they mostly do this. They say the fact this is a game, not and most of the time the monsters are holograms. The only time they weren't holograms is when it was a filler season, like that season where we found the Pharaoh was the bad circle one. That one was a filler. The one with the dragons. That one was not part of the comics. They were laying for the comics like catch up, and they usually when the show did that they made filler episodes. Like the whole entire thing with Noah, that was a filler season, and that's why they took like a whole entire break between the 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 kingdom, the tournament in the second season. It's a little break because they didn't have the comics didn't catch up to it. I guess they didn't want to try doing it by themselves. Like they could have guessed what would have happened. That technically, yeah, Joey and Kaiba would not be the ones that would face Merrick in the final duel. So they could have done what they did. Nope, they like to have the comics to guide them when it comes to like the main bad guys, and Pegasus and Merrick were the main bad guys. and Bakoras. Those three that were main bad guys. And so, because they're the ones that actually use the Millennium items as bad, like Yugi does. The ones that don't, like, have to do like Kaiba, like Noah and that dumb pink hair guy whose name Signet freaking Signet and Royd. Those ones are not. Those ones are just filler villains. And the same thing with the board of directives who gave Mokuba to Kaiba. Those guns are filler too. And so is the guy who tries to the guy has the one with the Lantica. That one's also filler. A lot of them were filler, but I think like the best one out of the four filler that I can remember is the one that has to do with Atlantica. Like Noah, he's a little bit annoying. The pink hair guy, who cares about him? And the board directives, yeah, definitely don't care about those. I think like any time that Yugi was trying to correct one of Kaiba's problems, it was not the best. That was not the best one, because I think Kaiba should be one to beat those villains because they're his villains. Yugi has nothing to do with it, so he could help, but he should not finish the job. Kaiba should. So, and every single time, Yugi was the one who finished the job. Something always ended up happening to Kaiba. He either turned to stone or he'd lose the duel, and Yugi would have to finish the duel. So, I know it's his show, but for once, if you're gonna have it be somebody else's villain, let that person to finish the job. So that's the only thing I would say that's bad about the show, really. And only time Yugi should finish the job is when it's Merrick, Pegasus, and Bakura, because those are his villains. Kind of happy they never did that to Joey. Joey never had his own villain, because Joey, which is, you might find this weird, Joey's my favorite character because he was the funniest one out of the group. I always like the dork one of the group and the rival. I don't know why. It's always those two that I like. I always like, and that's why I like Kaiba and Joey. Kaiba is the rival, and Joey is the jokester. And he has won battles. Yes, he usually loses the ones that are against the main villain. Like, usually when he goes to the main villain, he has to lose those ones. But he does win battles from time to time. He's never won against Kaiba, but he came pretty close. I think that one time, the second battle they had together, Joey left Kaiba up to 700 life points left. So he came very close to beating Kaiba the second time. The first time, he didn't stand a chance. So, yeah. And the reason I like Merrick more, because I think Merrick was way more terrifying than Pegasus. Pegasus, because Merrick is a lot like, is also like an evil pharaoh. Because both of them have split personalities, just like Yugi has a split personality with the Pharaoh. And Merrick ends up developing one over time. But unlike the one thing with the necklace, I don't think it's connected to this rod. So this happened because he wanted to be able to be free from being a tomb keeper, and the only thing with the Pharaoh hold him back from 3. So, and because it happened right after he got the Spitz when he was not even holding the staff. He got it right before that, and he ended up grabbing it. So, or the rod, whatever. So, and he's the only one that knew to use his friends against Yugi. Pegasus never did that. And I don't know, Pegasus had a lot of dork moments too in the show too. Like his accent's way too dorpy, and his like only time I think I found him terrifying was the last battle. So, but like Merrick know to use Taya and Joey against Yugi. Pegasus never did that. And the best way to get to your competitor is to use their friend against them, and Merrick knew to do that. I know he had no way of controlling Joey or Taya or Tristan, but I don't know. And only thing, like, out of the 4 characters, I think Tristan is the one that should not be there, really. Taya could be there because that's Yugi's girl. But Tristan, his voice, like, even changes during the show. It's weird. But he has, like, no point, really. Yugi already has a best friend. He doesn't need... So, I don't know. He just seems like the one that's more pointless in the show. And so, I do need to get, according to this thing, I need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if I would ever get the monsters, though. But it looks like Kaba's probably a different group. And so, I'll see, and so the history, let me get my phone. Here it is. See if it does. We can put it in the 20s one. Okay, so yeah, it's technically 20 years old because it aired April 18th, 2000. It ended November 25th, 2006. So technically, it is now 20 years old this year. So it can go in the classic ones because since it just barely this did turn 20 years old. So yeah, I don't think I ever watched the original dub sub version, because I know the show, the one I watched, the kids that's on the Fox channel, was kind of kid friendly, because like they always said Chowder Realm anytime, and they used to like make monsters look more friendly. They don't ever show like any religion. If there was a girl showing their cleavage, they would make it closed up. So like Maya, they censored her a lot, and all of her monsters basically. So they even did that to the dark magician's girl. So, and anytime that somebody died in the show, they always used the dark. They always used the dark realm, the shadow realm. So, as a pass, and so I'm aware of that. So yeah, now I'm okay with that. It's a kid show. It's at least they're not doing like what Pokemon does and like show a rice ball and say hamburger. Like what think kids are Pokemon treats kids like they are not that like they're idiots or something. But this show doesn't. They don't say food's a different type of food right in front of them. Because all the kid has to say is, "Mom, is that a hamburger?" Or they know what a hamburger looks like. so that's all I gotta say about this show. So out of the four, I would say this one's the best one. And I know they have changed characters, but two of those shows have gone bye-bye. Somewhat. Monster Drool has definitely gone bye-bye. May not made rate any show about that one. But kind of hope they don't reboot this one at the time. Okay with this doing this one movie, because I don't know if the old actors can actually stand to do another show for this one. So I'll see you guys later. Like, share, and subscribe, and